This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Sunset Trail model 212 RB. Okay, I'm here on the door side of the trailer at the rear, and we can see that it has a electric stabilizers here on the rear. The switch to operate it is right here. The switch operates both rear jacks, and there's another switch for the front. But as you can see, like so. Of course, you don't lift the trailer with those, you just take the shake out of it. You're just stabilizing it, that's all. Now your stairs fold right into the trailer. You have to remember that you need to open this door about that far. Now if you notice, if you need to adjust the terrain, or adjust for the terrain, you can pull these pins. There's one on each leg, and you can slide the leg up and down to adjust the length of it. Okay, and it flips right into the trailer when it closes, of course. Very stable step. You have power, and then either antenna or satellite out for a TV out here. Outside speakers, and of course you've got a power awning with an LED strip. You got the new style Dometic water heater. It's brand new, relatively brand new, last 6 months or so I believe. The switches to operate this are inside the trailer, but I just want to show you that this is where you drain it right here. Okay, that's the drain plug. This is the pressure release valve. You never pull the drain plug or release the pressure when the water is hot. Always let it cool down first, or you'll scald yourself or worse. So never vent it or drain it when the water's hot. It's very important, of course. I'll show you the switches inside when we get in there. Alright, what else have we got here? Okay, these are obviously the switch for your two front stabilizers. We have your hitch here. This is a Husky centerline hitch. It's a weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control, so it's a good one. We're going to show you how it works when you come to pick up your trailer, but of course you can always go to Husky Centerline and follow the link to their hookup video, and that can get you out of trouble if you're not familiar with it and you need to have your memory refreshed when you're at the campsite. Okay, you have a deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tank with an automatic changeover regulator. Okay, this is a power tongue jack. Now, this if this fails on you, you can crank this with a socket. Keep that in mind. So it can be cranked manually if you need to get yourself out of trouble. Somehow I get the plug back in here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, it's a power tongue jack, like I stated. This little hook up here is in case you ever wanted to purchase a solar panel to charge the battery. This one's made by Zamp. It's the only thing you would have to pay attention to when you buy one, no matter who you buy it from, is you want it to be able to plug into here if possible. Okay, but that's just for a solar battery charger. This is just a spray hose right here. I'll show you how that goes when I get to it. This is the crank for your power tongue jack. I told you can use a socket. You can also use this crank right here. Okay. All right. So right here, this red key here is a kill switch for your battery. So you can shut off your battery when you put it into storage for a period of time. You can shut it off right there. You have city water hookup, which is obviously the most common way to get water to your trailer. You're just going to hook up your city water, turn it on, and the whole trailer is pressurized and ready to go. Now, if you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your tank here, your fresh water tank. You can pre-fill it right there, and then use the onboard 12-volt pump to pump the water for you. Okay, and then you have a drain down here. Let's see if we can see it. See the white? Hopefully you can see that. It's a very fast drain for your fresh water tank. It'll really come out of there like a giant gush. Also, this is your black tank flush. You'll hook the hose up at the dump station, right here. After you've dumped your gray and your black tanks, you'll leave the valve open for your black tank, and you'll turn the hose on here, and it'll drain out, or excuse me, it'll rinse out the tank. It'll clean out the sensors, that sort of thing. Just do a good job cleaning your black tank out. But you got to remember, you do it after you dumped, obviously, and then you make sure that the gate valve is open on your black tank before you turn on the water. Okay, so let's work back that way. Here we are right here. So, obviously your hose is going to go right on here, goes into the dump station. This is your black tank here, which is toilet water and waste, so you'll pull that one first, right? And then, after it dumps, you'll dump the gray, where the gray is sink and shower water. You'll dump that second. Now remember, if you keep this black valve open, you can go up front to the black tank flush that I just showed you, and flush out your black tank. Okay, those are low point drains, just so you know. Alright, this is where your sprayer would hook up to, that I showed you, that blue coil sprayer. You got a 30-foot, 30-amp cord right here. We give you the reducer to reduce it down to a 15-amp. Okay, so you have a ladder on the back, which is a good thing because you want to inspect your trailer generally 3 times a season. Once in the spring, once in the fall, once in the middle of the summer. You'll go up on the roof, look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation starting anywhere. You just inspect it. Sometime when you go up there, it could be years from now, it could be a year from now, you don't know, but you'll see some separation or cracking starting in the sealant, and you'll just have to have it touched up or do it yourself. But you have to inspect it. That's the most important thing. Okay. Also, this housing here tells us that this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So it'll take a Furrion camera that fits in that housing there. It's already pre-wired. These are just hookups for your campground cable, that sort of thing. So let's see here. Okay, let's go inside. All right. So this is your control panel here. So you have your power awning here. Push it and you can extend your awning, as you can see. You bring it back this way. The awning goes out 8 feet, and you'll see the awning tube when it's all the way out, so you'll know it's all the way open. Never leave it out unattended. Always roll it in if you're not going to be at the campsite, because you don't want to do any damage to it by, with the wind or weather. So always leave it in when you're not around. Your other slide out is here. Works just like that. Okay, you got lights. Your water heater on electric is here. The water heater on gas is here. Now keep in mind that you always want to make sure there's water in the water heater before you turn on any kind of electricity or gas. You don't want to dry fire it, so you always make sure you have water in it. You do that by hooking up your city water and then coming in here or to any faucet and just turn on the hot water. And if the tank's empty, it'll just be spitting air out. Eventually, as it fills, it'll be a mixture of air and water. And then when it's totally filled, it'll be solid water. That's how you know you can turn it on. Okay. And the water pump I spoke to you about was right here. Okay. You can check your battery here. Fresh water has a third, but we're water testing it. We're still working on it. As you can see, it fills, it graduates up in 1/3 increments. Black is empty. Gray 1 is empty, and grade 2 is empty. I'm not sure if you have a grade 2. I don't. Maybe you do. We'll look into it and find out. Sometimes the second gray tank is just, the panels are all pretty much the same, or it fits several models. So I'll look into that and make sure that I give you the correct information on that, okay? Alright, so the microwave works like any other microwave. The range hood vent works like any other range hood vent. Okay? Your range itself, you should always travel with the glass down into the closed position, so you don't, because it'll tend to break if you leave it up. Alright, you spark this to light it. I don't know if he's got the gas on. We'll find out in a second here. Oh yeah, I can hear it. So you just do that. You're just going to turn the sparker clockwise like so, and that lights the burners. Now the oven's a little bit different. If you look down here all the way to the back is a pilot light. I can spark it for you so you can see. It's sparking. Okay? So what you do, you come up here to the oven knob, you go to the flame, which means pilot, you'll depress it and hold it. While you're holding it, you'll spark this until the pilot light lights. Once the pilot light lights, you still continue to hold this for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up, and then you go to operating temperature. So just keep in mind, when you shut the oven off, the flame obviously goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. TV, of course. You recognize that, I guess. Let's see where we're at here. Okay. Okay, let's go here. This, underneath here, is where your table will store. So you can open this up here, and you can store your table under there. Okay. So you don't always have to have it in front of you. While we're standing here, this is your thermostat. You just hit the mode button once to light it up, and then you can cycle through fan, which is its air conditioner without the compressor. Then you go to the cool speeds. Always try to use auto, high auto, low auto when you're using the air conditioner. Back to heat and then off. So that's very simple. Your refrigerator is just a regular compressor style refrigerator. It's pretty basic and pretty simple. It's on now. You can set the different temperatures, but it's just a reliable, no frills type of refrigerator. The reason people like these better than the gas absorption type is because, if you can see, it's much deeper. If you have gas absorption, you lose about a quarter to a third of the depth of the refrigerator by the cooling unit that runs up the back of it. So when you have this compressor style, you can't light it on gas like you used to, but you gain so many more cubic feet. So it's most people go with the space because they're generally, you don't use the LP part of the refrigerator very often, I guess is what I'm saying. This is your LP and carbon monoxide detector. It should always be green like that. If it's not, you get it serviced. Also, if it goes off, here, let me set it off for you here so we can hear it. That's what it sounds like. So go through another self-test. Okay. And that's telling you your battery's low. Okay. Okay, so that's the sound it makes. If it goes off, obviously you take everybody outside. You're going to leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and figure out what's going on. Also, if it's not green, normally just on green, you get it serviced because it's an important thing to have and you want it to be working correctly. Alright. So the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. You also have an exhaust vent. Now the toilet, you can't use it dry and without chemicals. So after you plug in at the campsite, hook up your water, you're going to come in here, your black tank is empty. The black tank is directly below, right down there. It's empty, so you'll put your chemical, whichever one you use, you'll put one dose right into the toilet bowl, then you'll stand on the pedal, and as you do, water will come swirling out, right? It'll wash the chemical inside, and you stand on that till you put about a gallon of water into the tank. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is, but just use common sense. The bottom line is you have to have some chemical and some water in there before you start using it. Okay, so that's important. Refrigerator, or gosh, I'm having a hard time here. Okay, the shower works like any other shower. There's nothing really unique about it. It's not a refrigerator though. Don't listen to what I just said. Okay. I think that about covers everything. I'm looking around right now to see if I forgot anything. All the rest is pretty self-evident stuff. You've got some storage under the bed, of course. This is your escape window. To operate it, you're going to go like this, push it all the way through, and then you'll grab a hold of the red tab here, pull the screen out, and then out you go. So in case there's a major emergency, you can get out that way. Okay? There's one thing that I did not tell you about, because I haven't, oh, it's in here, that's right. This device down here in the closet is the power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you can see you got regular household type circuit breakers over here. They're all labeled. That's 110 AC. Then it's converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled right here. That's how it gets the 12 volt power. Also, this will charge the battery. If you're plugged in at the campsite or wherever you're plugged in at, it'll sense how much energy your battery needs and always send enough to keep it charged. And if the fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this plastic here, so you would know that you blew a fuse. Okay? That was what I was looking for. Okay, so thanks for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember, you want to inspect your roof 3 times a season. Always make sure you have to winterize this in the fall. Don't forget about that. And remember also, you always want to bypass your water heater tank before you pump antifreeze in, because you don't want to get any antifreeze in your hot water tank, because it leaves a foul smell or taste. So make sure you bypass it. Okay? Thank you.